So we were both down in the Gaelic grounds yesterday. Limerick beat Galway by 8 points. Comprehensive enough, and maybe a small bit kind of worrying from a Galway side of things. Do you see things being jigged up a bit? We obviously have Éanna Murphy's new in goals. Gerard McInerney has gone full back. They had Shane Cooney centre back the other day. Do you see them kind of jigging things up a bit? Maybe like where do you see Dottie Burke coming back into the equation as well?
You see, like the boys obviously talked about this in the Sunday game, and I think Derek McGrath, whether he thinks it will happen or not, he kind of mentioned Dottie Burke going midfield as he'd done with Corofin and of course Turlough his hurling club. I couldn't see it happening. I think Gerard McInerney looked, and this is just one example, I think Gerard McInerney at times he looked like he could be got at full back. You know, when you're that size of a man, if ball is going to be sprayed left and right, and you know you also have to stand goal side, it's going to be very hard to get out in front.
Well, the way it was sprayed yesterday, I think anybody would have looked in trouble now, to be fair.
And this is the thing, if you're going to win in All-Ireland, you're going to come up against Limerick this year. So will that work against Limerick? I'd rather have Dottie Burke back there. I'm not saying Gerard McInerney couldn't do a serviceable job on most players, but to win in All-Ireland, I just don't see that working. I think he'll be back out in the half-back line. I think Pádraig Mannion and himself, depending on how they feel on a given day, depending on the matchups, one will be 6 and one will be 5 or 7, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I noticed one experiment that I wasn't fully gone on. Sean Loftus gone corner back, Adrian Toohey in midfield. I think Loftus is a good hurler. I expect him to be very much in the team at this point, and a fixture in maybe midfield. Hasn't fully happened. Adrian Toohey was very good cornerback a couple of years ago. Now he seems to be moved around a bit. You saw him at wing forward at times.
Yeah, he was kind of rushing. They were rushing to get him back last year and ended up in the forward line.
Are they already kind of rejigging the team in the last year or so between Micheál Donoghue and now Shane O'Neill?
Yeah, possibly. Adrian Toohey was anonymous midfield yesterday. Really, I think he needs to be fessing the ball. He was okay, but they were under pressure. They were under pressure in around there. Like even like jigging around the forward line. Conor Whelan's gone to full forward now. I don't know if they're just trying to maybe even give him more responsibility. He's vice captain this year and have him even more central, but I don't know. There's a lot of, like, Joe Canning started wing forward yesterday before he went off, kind of switch wings. I don't know if he ended up in the centre at one stage. Cotton Mannion was centre.
For a little while anyway.
Cotton Mannion was kind of out of the game yesterday, and for them to be winning games, he poked the ball at the start and he got a score and he barely touched it thereafter.
It's the same in the Walsh Cup against Dublin in the semi-final. I think 30 minutes had gone, and then all of a sudden someone knocked the ball over the bar, and I was like, who was that? And it was Colin Mannion. I was like, I honestly haven't seen you in this game so far. He popped over another one a minute later, and like, we know what he can do. We saw it in Nolan Park in the championship last year where he scored, what was it, 6 or 7?
7, I think, yeah.
So he can go to town, but need more from him. Shane Cooney, unbelievable for St. Thomas's against particularly Bursley in the All-Ireland semi-final. Can he get in the team? I thought he had a bit of a mixed bag, but you can see there's definitely hurling, but the jury's a bit out there.
It's a tough one. It's probably 3 weeks. This is probably 3 or 4 weeks since they were beaten by Bursley, and you're going in, centre back on Tom Morrissey, who's one of the best forwards in the country, and he plays that. Tom Morrissey's so smart. Like every time Nicky Quaid had the ball, Tom Morrissey was gone before Nicky Quaid even had the ball. He was gone to the wings and he was dragging Cooney all around the place. I think Pádraig Mannion even went into the centre at one stage. There's definitely a bit of potential there, but he'll need a fair bit of exposure at that level. It'll just be interesting to see. I actually do like Gerard McInerney at 3, I have to say. Yeah. I just think there was miles of space there yesterday. I know Limerick are going to have space, but there was just like Darragh Donovan got the ball in his 45 and he was able to deliver 100 yards into the corner for Flanagan. I think it'd be a different prospect. Maybe with Dottie Burke, he does have an awful lot of energy. He's obviously had an all-star wing back as well. He can hurl wing back too. Like maybe then by putting McInerney in 3, it gives maybe some sort of a different option out in the half-back line. They're probably not...
Mannion, Dottie Burke and Shane Cooney and other...
Or Aidan Hart, or maybe Aidan Hart will have to slip back to the corner again.
TJ Brennan was quite good.
TJ Brennan was good, he was good, He's a left-hander as well. He got in a kind of a good... Just got in on top of Flanagan for a goal chance as well. Thought he was one of their better performers on this.
Éanna Murphy was pretty good in the goals. I did think he flapped at one high ball. Someone sent in a ball into the 14.
Dempsey went for a flick.
Both kind of flapped at it, really. I know that these things can happen, and David Dempsey is actually very, very good in the air. But I wasn't overly convinced by that. But in a general sense, his performance I thought was very encouraging.
His puck outs were good. He's well able to disguise a puck out too. I was chatting to Cyril Farrell about him even a couple of months ago, and he thinks he has an awful lot of potential. He's a clubmate of his, obviously, in Tommy Larkins.
Where does Davy Burke fit in? Do you just throw him in midfield? Because obviously we've just talked about midfield. Sean Annan was pretty good there. Adrian Toohey, don't think it worked for him.
No, David Burke, like it'd be interesting. It's like Joe Cooney's a big one as well. If he comes back, they obviously have a couple of places that can play him. Basically play him anywhere between 5 and 12 probably. So like, if they get all the bodies back, but the only thing is, it's the same bodies, isn't it? Like we're not mentioning many new names really. No. Do you know what I mean? And I do think they need a few fresh faces. But whether those fresh faces are there or not, I'm not totally convinced. I think Shane O'Neill was left with a fair few head scratchers yesterday. Yeah. But now is the time to be scratching your head. And he has Davy Burke to come back. Fintan Burke will come into the equation there as well. So if they have everybody, they'll be strong. But
Conor Cooney will probably start. Like Dara Burke came on, probably didn't get into the game. Éanna Burke might get a chance. But yeah, and I would have just thought, okay, Galway are going to be All-Ireland contenders again this year. They might be. But yesterday left me filled with doubts.
Yeah, they have a good few questions to answer now, to be fair.
Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.